Guys, today's video is one you absolutely must watch. If you are a serious 1990s Michael Jordan insert or parallel collector, if you like the Hierarchy Project and those types of cards, I bring on two of the best in the hobby, two legends, onto the channel to explain to you guys the differences, some of the most common mistakes people make when they're buying certain Jordan cards, some of the cards that are the most often mislabeled or misrepresented or listed incorrectly on eBay or even on Fanatics or Golden or 90s auctions or alt. You got to watch today's video if you want to know everything you can about how to avoid some of the more common mistakes when you buy the wrong Michael Jordan card. Today's episode is for you. It's educational, it's entertaining. Two of the best in the hobby are coming to share with you. Hopefully you enjoy.
CY Card Ladder is the industry leader in sports card data. We know what you want because Card Ladder was created by collectors for collectors. Card Ladder. Join the innovators, not the imitators.
Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana, and I am thrilled. It's been way too long. I finally got two of my best friends in the hobby and two of the best guests that have ever come on the show. I've got Frankie and Josh, Northeast Sports Cards, and Frankie 3500. Boys, welcome to the channel. It's been too long, and I got to get better at getting you guys on here.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having us.
Definitely.
Josh is in New Jersey. Frankie's in Puerto Rico. Today's episode, I don't even know what the title is going to be. I'll figure it out after we finish it. Maybe that'll change what the title is going to be. But essentially what we're doing, guys, is we thought it would be a good idea. And this was actually a suggestion from a viewer of the channel. I'm always asking people that watch our stuff, hey, if you got any good ideas, tell me. And I'll reach out to people that know what they're doing, and we'll bring them on, and we'll talk about it. And the suggestion was, hey, you might want to do a video about some of Jordan's cards that are most often mislabeled, misunderstood, accidentally purchased, or accidentally classified, and not just by collectors, right? We're going to show some cards that we own that are mislabeled by the experts, PSA, BGS, SGC. They got the names wrong on the labels themselves. And so that's what today's episode is about. We're going to do real quick lightning round and kind of whip through 16 different Michael Jordan cards that are often misunderstood or mislabeled. Let's put it that way. Guys, I don't know any other way to do it. Let's just start with Triumvirs. You guys are going to do most of the talking on these, so I'll pull it up and let you guys go. Frankie, tell me what we're looking at on our screen. I don't have it on screen share. That was a trick question, Frankie. Okay, now
there we go. There we go. Okay, so that's the first Triumvirates that came in '97, but that's the members only version. So that one is actually the one that came in the box set with the whole set with the members only stamps. They have the members only on the background of the card. You need to zoom in really, really well on it, and you're gonna see across the card the words members only
on the back, Frankie. Or no, actually, you can see it. Yeah. You're right.
Front, yeah. Those are actually not only mislabeled by the companies, but they're usually mislabeled by sellers also. I actually picked a members only one that on eBay a couple of years ago, and I thought I was buying the regular one. It wasn't until I got the card in hand that I realized that they had sent me the members only version.
Frankie, do you and Josh, both of y'all, do y'all covet the members only more than the regular, or is it just what and what? Or is there a preference? I know that members only, generally speaking, from a pop report is usually lower, but again, they're not pack pulled, right? Because they came from a purchase of a members only set. So y'all talk me through that. What's your perspective on that?
I personally don't. Go ahead, Frankie, sir.
I think they're rarer than the regular ones. Of course, than the base ones. You know, the Illuminators and the other versions are going to be far rarer than the members only, but I do think that it's a rarer card than the base one.
Yeah, agreed. And I think, remember in 96 Stadium Club, everything had a members only for the inserts. So there's a lot of members only inserts, to look after, and they are lower in the pop because they are rare.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So let me, and I know this much, right? I know enough to speak intelligently on this. There's a T1B, which is on your screen. There's a T9B, which is now on your screen as well. Two, totally different cards. One's a first series. There's your first series with the hardwood die cut in the background. There's your second series, okay, with the lightning and all that stuff. So they're called triumvirate because there's the luminous, which is the base. There is the luminescent, which is the middle kid. And then there is the super ultra rare Illuminator, which is one of Jordan's lowest print run non-serial numbered cards as far as I understand it. Now, going back to the T1B, my understanding is there is no members only for the luminescent or the Illuminator. Is that correct? I think it's only on the base version.
That's correct.
Okay.
Only luminous.
Okay, so that's important to remember. What's also important to remember, and I'm going to let Josh talk us through this, PSA gets it wrong. BGS gets it wrong. Collectors get it wrong. Distinguishing between the luminous, the luminescent, and the Illuminator. Josh, do you have stuff in hand that you can show to kind of help people? I did an entire video on this. So if you want to know more about the triumvirates, I have a whole video on the channel where I go through all the differences. Josh, show us what you had.
And just so you know, that picture you just showed is mislabeled.
Yeah,
that card mislabeled because it does not say luminous. It should say luminous. It should say luminous members only.
That's right. That's right.
So just to walk through them, there are 4 versions of each: the luminous members only, and then the luminescent and the Illuminator, which is the most rare.
Yeah.
To distinguish them, let's just go through the T1B first. These are the floors, right? The wood floor. The luminous is the base. It doesn't look like anything special. It's a base card. It doesn't have any refractor. It doesn't have anything special to it. The luminescent, the second version, has a refractor front to it. So it's very easy to tell because it shines, you know. It's got a refractor finish to it. The rainbow. Yeah,
when you swivel it, we see that. There is no question. That should not be confused with the luminous.
Right. And then the last one is the Illuminator. The Illuminator does not refract again, so it gets very confused with the first version with the luminous. But this one is acetate, and it's almost like see-through, and I can't really show it because I got a card. I got the NBA Diamond.
Oh, too bad. You got a Mike Baker Gold that adds, 25% to it. Poor
but
Josh.
The difference is this one is almost acetate and it's almost see-through if you put your finger behind it. So so that's the difference with the Illuminator versus the luminous, the first version.
Josh, you're of the opinion, and everything you just said for the T1B applies to the T9B and vice versa.
No,
you just
said T9B is a little bit different.
Oh, tell me how it's different.
So the base is the base for the luminous. The refractor front for the luminescent is the same, but for the Illuminator, the most rare one, it refracts on front and back. So it has a refractor front and back. That's the big difference. So that's, again, why I think people like it more. I think, first of all, people like the lightning more than they do the floor.
They do. I've noticed.
But then on top of that, the fact that it has a refractor front and back, it just makes it even more desirable, I think, I think it's the most valuable or most rare out of all 8 versions.
I think that people like it to the tune of $33,600 on Fanatics weekly auction for a PSA 10, right? We were all looking at that. I had people that watch the channel message me. They're like, Brian, are you watching this? It's at $25,000. I was like, get out of here. And sure enough, that train did not stop cooking. It got all the way to $33,600 for the most recent Illuminator T9B PSA 10. That's a big time card. So just to be clear, I think the one thing people want to make sure we're clear on is the luminous. You think that the label should say luminous on it because a lot of them just don't say anything, right? If it's not an Illuminator and it's not a luminescent, you'll see that they just don't say anything.
Both luminous and luminous members only should have the word luminous like this.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. So talk us through that. Like, is it worth going and get them re-slabbed? I mean, would they do it for free? Like, could you say, PSA, look, you made an error. It should say luminous. Re-slab it for free. Yeah.
They absolutely do for free. I have one in hand that is incorrect. This is
incorrect.
This is incorrect. This is not a members only. This is a base. So I have two base versions of luminous. One of them is spelled correctly, just says luminous. The other one says members only, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not members only. I wish it was.
Those are the exact same card.
Yeah, those are the exact same cards. So that needs to be reholdered. And they do reholder if it's incorrect label.
Yeah.
It's a mechanical error, whatever you want to call it. And they do relabel it. Takes some time, though.
My suggestion when people ask about relabeling, my suggestion is just wait until you have an order going to PSA and throw it in there, and then put it into your submission, then put in the notes section, error made. You know, this is a card. I'm asking you to reslab it at no charge, and when you send it off, they'll fix your invoice on the way back, and it'll come back with all the other cards. That's usually what I do. That way you don't have to waste it on shipping. You know,
exactly. Brian, this can be a screenshot for somebody that needs it. But this is the best way I have with my bald head behind it to show, you know, exactly what the differences are, you know, for each version. So base refracts your front, and then acetate does not refract and does refract. So
I feel like you guys, Josh, you sent me a graphic image of that, and I put that into that video that I think I did where I kind of hyper focused on it, and I did it. It was about a year ago. If you guys want to go search, if you search Triumvirate, you'll probably find it on my channel. All right, next card. I've got it on screen share. Let's not spend too much time on this. We got two versions here. It's a tier 3 card, a tier 2 card. Yeah. Let's look at this one first. This is your full court trap. That's your ordinary full court trap. It looks to me like this one has more copper-ish font. I would say bronze or copper. And then your full court trap gold is a little bit lighter, but the card is certainly greener. Is that fair? I don't have two in hand, and I know y'all are going to be able to share. Frankie, is that
green and gold? Yeah. It's green and gold. And I literally had somebody call me last week from a card show and say, I just picked up a full court trap gold. I said, show it to me. I said, that's not a gold.
That's not a full court trap gold.
I saved them at the card show, and they literally returned it right there on the spot. So
there's one very easy tell for the gold. All you got to do is take the card and you flip it on the back, and you're going to see the embossed on the Ultra logo and the name. If the card has the embossing on the back for the Michael Jordan name and the logo, that's the gold version. That's the easiest way to spot them.
Yeah, because when they're not next to each other, they are hard to tell.
They are hard to tell. There we go. You see that one on the picture? You see the emboss on the back?
Oh, I see it. The embossing's coming through. That's the way to tell.
Comes through only on the gold.
Easiest way to tell them apart.
Frankie, that's why you're the Oracle. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Yes, that is a lot easier than trying to explain the difference between turquoise, green, aquamarine, light blue, this blue, that. You know, it's like, it's great when you kind of describe it, but when you don't have them right next to each other, they all look turquoise.
They all look the same, man. And if people take a picture on it and they don't have the right lighting on it or too much shadow on it, just flip the car over. If you see the embossing on the back, that's the gold version.
That's a big time. Yep. So I was lucky enough to pick one up just very recently. So that was a good pickup. I was very excited about that. All right. Next, let's move on to the next one. And this is where all hell breaks loose. Go ahead. I'm going to let y'all take this. I'm not even going to try.
Frankie, it's your show.
Okay, so this is the 1996 Topps Mystery Finest. So this is one of the sets, for lack of a better word, that took me a little bit to put together because of all the different versions and all the mislabels on the cards. So the first version we have of the card is the regular base. You got this one, right?
Okay, let me get you.
That's just a regular base. This is the normal one that you can pull from packs.
And it just has a Bulls logo. That's it.
It just has the Bulls logo, no refractor, no anything, right?
Okay.
Okay. Then you have the refractor version of that card.
Okay.
Now, here's something about this card that not many people know. This is actually a jumbo pack exclusive from 1996 Topps. So you couldn't pull this on the hobby box, on the regular hobby box. So you got the refractor version that comes in one type of product and the regular version that comes on the other.
Okay.
And you have the borderless regular version. This is 1996 Topps Series 2. So it's only on Series 2 that you can find it.
And that has like slits on the sides. That's an easy way to tell.
Yeah, easy way. Slits on the side means borderless.
You can see that it has Barkley on the back also. That it has a player versus the regular one that doesn't have a player on the back.
No image in the background. Awesome. Yep. Okay, so that's important. Okay.
Now, the refractor version of this one actually does come in Series 2 Topps also.
Not jumbo, regular.
Not the jumbo, just Series 2.
Yep. Everything's the same except it's a refractor. So it's got an image in the background with Fatty on there, Barkley.
Exactly. So those 4 cards, they are all pack pulled.
Okay.
Right?
Regular refractor, borderless refractor.
Yep, those are the 4 regular versions. So that same year, Topps used to do with the Mystery Finest a redemption program. So you have the first one is the conference winner, which is like the normal one, but it has on the top the Super Team Champions logo.
Yep.
That looks mislabeled, Frankie. Right?
Yeah, this is mislabeled. Exactly. This is labeled.
That's right on cue.
Right on cue. This is labeled as the regular one, and it's actually the conference winner.
Now let me just ask you a quick question. Just interrupt. So, Frankie, should it say conference winner or division winner?
It should say conference winner, division winner. Let me see.
So mine says division winner. So it's wrong too.
There we go. Right? So this is actually a redemption. Not many people know that also.
And just to show you why it's different, above the Bulls' head, there is a little basketball there that says conference winner. See, and that didn't appear in the first version. So you only had the Bulls logo, and now you have that little basketball above the Bulls logo that differentiates it.
Exactly. So now then you have the borderless. This one is actually labeled correctly. The Super Team Conference winner. This is also a redemption.
Right.
And then you have the finals winner, which is the refractor. So they all have the little ball that says Super Team on top of the Bulls logo. But the key is that the 3 redemptions, there's no borderless refractor on them.
Right. That's why when we go back to your original pick, Brian, it's 7 instead of 8.
Exactly.
Let's see if this works. There you go. There's your PSA Pop report. Frankie just described 7 variations, and you'll see 7 variations. The base, the borderless base, the bordered refractor, the borderless refractor, Super Team Conference winner, Super Team Division winner, and then Super Team NBA Finals.
So those are the 7 versions of the card. Basically, you got 4 of them that are going to be pack pulled, and the other 3 are going to be redemptions. Now, I don't actually remember how Topps redeemed them. I did a little deep dive on the Beckett website, and they said that only certain teams, you could send cards from those teams to get redeemed for the sets. For example, the finals winner, the finals refractor, you had to send either a Chicago Bulls or a San Antonio Spurs card. I think it was the regular version of them. So you needed to trade by mail one of the regular versions, and they sent you a set. So we don't actually know how many copies of these cards.
I was going to say, we don't know how rare they are.
No idea how many versions of these cards actually got redeemed and there are actually on the market.
Yeah. We know this though. If you pull, like if you rip wax today and you pulled a redemption, it would still work, right?
Right.
I'm sure Topps has just got them sitting right there, ready to ship out. You know,
of course they do.
Don't do that at home. That was a joke, please. Hopefully y'all picked up on that sarcasm. Hold on, I screwed up. Here we go. All right, next card on the list. Who wants to take it? Y'all talk about this one because this is one. I know it's rare. I know it's valuable. It's especially low pop in high grade. Talk us through this one, guys. This is the 1998 Finest No Protector. I think it's a dual refractor, if I'm not mistaken, right? On both sides?
It is. Refracts on both sides, and that's what differentiates it from a regular refractor.
Anything else we need to talk about that card other than the fact that it's crazy valuable and expensive? It's been graded a total of
Frankie, maybe you know the answer. Does this come with and without peel? Because I don't know if it does.
So no, I think those come without peel. So the no protector versions, you have the regular Finest version, right? And that one comes with the peel. The no protector version doesn't come with a peel, and the back of the card is chrome-like.
Yeah, I don't see one. Is there a no? This is wrong, right? Because that's not a refractor at all.
No, that's the regular one. That's
no protected. That's not protected. That is correct. It's just
so there is a no protected
refractor
base and a no protected refractor.
Yes.
Okay. That's just a picture of that.
But I think the regular refractor comes, or had peel and no peel, but then the this one only comes without the peel.
I'll take this next one, boys. It's just a real quick 30 seconds or less. This is a tier 1 card on the hierarchy. Some people think it should. Some people think it should not have been included in tier 1. This is your refresh me on the year, the Hoops starting 5.
98.
Okay, 1998 Hoops starting 5. It is identical in every way to the 35-cent base version of the card, except in the top left, it says starting 5. I don't know if y'all can see where my cursor is. Right under the Hoops logo, it'll have a gold foil imprinted starting 5, and then it'll say, actually written out, I think it says 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5 right under it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, in silver script. Yep.
Very authentic versions are very rare. Be very careful. How many authentic versions have we seen on a public platform of this card? Is it one or none?
I've owned 3 of these, and none of them were real.
Okay.
Yeah, so, same here. I've seen,
and 2 of them were graded.
Safest approach to this card, and I just wanted everybody to be aware, because if you're flipping through 98 Hoops packs, don't just throw it away. Look at it first, right? Because it could be a bazillion-dollar
the
card.
base cards.
Assume, tread with skepticism. Assume it's fake until proven otherwise. That's the approach that I would personally take. Again, the odds are not good that you're going to pull one of these out of a pack. Next on our list, let's just talk real quick about these two. There's 2 versions of the 1998 Fleer Tradition card number 23. There's the base card number 23, and then there's the other green one, and I forget the number of the green one.
142.
Yeah, there you go. This is the Classic 61. This is a very, very, very valuable card. It is a tier 2 card in the hierarchy. It is serial numbered to 61 on the back. This is the base. This is the Classic. The base obviously is not nearly as valuable, and it's really not valuable at all unless it's in a PSA 10 slab, pretty much. And it's even then, it's only a few $100s. Is there any other difference between the 2 cards on the front of it, Josh? Talk us through that.
The top refracts. You can see the color change in the orange/red band.
I see it. Yes.
So that's the big differentiator. Obviously, the other thing is it's numbered, right? So it'll say right there, it'll say, number whatever, right? So this happens to be number 23 of 61.
Foil stamped in there. Yeah, I see it. Okay. So that's the distinction there. Be careful flipping through. Don't just, throw it.
This is the other version. It's again, the green will shine, the top label will refract if I can catch it, but
you got it. Yeah.
There we go.
So right there, you can see that does not happen on the base version. So these classics, there's a vintage that does not refract, but the classics are obviously the valuable ones.
In the vintage are the base, and then the classics are the freaky, super crazy rare, right? Which I've put off for too long. Next, let's talk about, there's actually, I couldn't find a picture of the other one, guys, but believe it or not, I know this is going to sound crazy. I think there's 2 Antonio McDyess error cards out there. This is one of them. This is the 1995 SP Hollow Views, number PC5A, Michael Jordan, and it's A because it's the Antonio McDyess background. Oh, sorry, I'm not screen sharing. Now I am. Look in the background. That is not Michael Jordan. That is the one and only Antonio McDyess. Shout out to Jake Roy, who is a big McDyess collector. That is McDyess in the background. That is not Michael Jordan. It's supposed to be Michael Jordan in the background, not Antonio McDyess. I was hoping I had the Jordan one pulled up. Let me pull up the non-McDyess so you can see that there is actually a Michael Jordan copy. Obviously, the Michael Jordan in the background of the Michael Jordan is significantly more attainable. The McDyess would be a very rare card, I guess, by my estimation. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it was on a list of the top 10 rarest cards of Michael Jordan. So it's just really, really hard to find. I had 3 BGS 9.5s at one point. Finally got one to cross, and got rid of the rest.
Got it. I had an opportunity to buy the McDyess error BGS 9.5 from Lou Costable, and I passed because I was cash poor at the time. And I kind of wish I'd have locked that up. I'm not exactly an error card chaser or whatever, but I wish I'd have knocked that out. So just be on the lookout for that. There's a Jordan version. There's a McDyess in the background version. Just make sure you take a close look, see if there's a McDyess in the background. Next, we got the minted in Springfield. There are allegations out there. This is what mine looks like. And you'll see that this stamp, this foil Basketball Hall of Fame stamp down there, that's what makes it a minted in Springfield parallel, which is, again, this is a card that also appears in the hierarchy. This card, by the way, do you guys know who this giant heavy dude is right here trying to block Jordan's shot? I'm going to put y'all to the test.
Is that Vin Baker?
No, that's the great Andrew Lang. That is the great Andrew Lang. Yeah. Did not make it to the Hall of Fame. Let's leave it at that. So there's your kind of copperish bronze, I guess, right? Looking foil stamp. There is a gold looking stamp. Now, I think this was a mistake. I don't know where you guys are on this, but my research has led me to the conclusion that there's not supposed to be a gold foil parallel. It's something happened in the printing. They ran out of this or ran out of that, and there's gold ones and then there's copper ones. But if you're searching, every once in a while, you will see somebody call it the gold version. So I'm pulling up all the ones where gold's in the name, and you'll see. You could tell that Minted and Springfield stamp looks very, very different. Any input on this one, guys?
Well, I'm with you. I don't think that was meant to be another version of the card. I've seen it for a couple of years now, and I think it was simply a printing error of some sort. You know, I've tried to search for information on old Beckett magazines, information online on the set, and nothing points to two versions of the set being made on purpose, at least. So I do believe it's an error, but, you know, some people, I know BGS will recognize the gold versions when they grade it. I don't know if PSA has started to recognize
PSA hasn't yet. From my knowledge, it's just one version. So
look, there you go. One version, Josh. PSA's got 213 graded, Minted in Springfield. No mention of a gold error or parallel or anything like that.
I was going to say there is a third version of this card, which is the O-Pee-Chee version. Yeah. So there's three versions of this card.
Yeah, and if you guys stumble upon an O-Pee-Chee, congratulations, you found a 4-leaf clover. Those are very rare indeed. Josh, of course, is going to have a PSA 10, and there it is.
Well, I just want to – you can see O-Pee-Chee in the top corner.
O-Pee-Chee on the top, yeah.
That's
right there, top left, yeah.
Right up there, it says O-Pee-Chee.
I was excited to find a PSA 8 of it, so.
Yeah, well, it's pop 12 with 20 higher in the world. I mean, you're talking about – the O-Pee-Chee is – you know, if you think the Minted in Springfield is a nice, rare parallel, the O-Pee-Chee is really stupid. You know, it's like crazy to find those.
Three versions.
Yeah. 3 versions of that, guys. Where were we? Let's see. Yes. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to the 1993 Stadium Club Beam Team members only. Just letting everybody out there be aware. This is the most common version, and you'll see if you can zoom in down here, the members only, and we're talking specifically about the 93 Stadium Club members only. The words members only are printed in the beams that are coming out of the Beam Team symbol. Okay, so these silver beams have the words members only running left to right horizontally inside them. This is the other variation. Notice the beams do not have the members only verbiage within them, but it does have a gold stamp up here in the top left where my cursor is. So 2 different versions of the same card. My understanding is the gold stamp version is much more rare. And I guess, you know, OCD people like us or completionists like us, we kind of gotta have both versions. Is that fair? Yeah.
No, I do have both versions. I don't know why one was done with the, you know, different with the stamp versus the other. I don't know, Frank, if you have any background on that. I don't know why they're different.
Yeah.
So far, what I could find on it, it was basically just, again, a printing error. You know, I think the first sets, the rest of the set has the gold logo on the top. So the only version of the cards that came different were those Beam Teams. So from my understanding, basically when they started the printing process, they basically printed everything the same, and then they realized, like, you know, mid-printing or something, that, oh, we needed to do a different thing with the Beam Teams. But both versions can be found in the sealed Beam Team sets. So you can find a sealed Beam Team set from that year, and it can have the gold Beam Team on the top logo. So, you know,
do we know if PSA recognizes?
Let's go see.
Does PSA recognize the gold stamp version?
We're about to find out.
I think so. Yeah, I think they do have the different versions.
Let's see, guys. Wait. This says promo. What the hell is that? Hold on. Here we go.
That's 1993. You need the other year.
It's 93.
Yep.
93. There we go.
There we go.
No distinction.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I mean, mine with the stamp is BGS. The one Brian just showed was BGS. Yeah. I don't know that PSA will recognize the members only stamp, which is weird. But
you say so explain, and you may not know. Do you mean they won't grade it or they won't distinguish it?
Don't know. I honestly, I honestly will try to see how old this BGS label is. This 8. I will try to cross this and see what happens.
Let's see. I can do this. Let's see what we got. So here is a PSA graded members only with the stamp. So they will grade it, but they'll throw it straight in the same line on the pop report, apparently with the rest. So here's another one.
Yeah.
So they'll grade it. Yeah. And they'll notate that it is the members only, but they'll make no distinction that it is a gold stamp. And so they'll treat it the same way on the pop report as well. And these are relatively new labels. So it's not like these were from a long time ago. So it looks like they'll grade it. They just won't put gold stamp on there. So if you really want the world to know you got the gold stamp version, if they can't see with their own eyeballs, but you want it on the label, I guess you got to go BGS for that one.
Yep.
This is going to be real quick, guys. Sorry, I didn't have screen share. This is going to be real quick. 92 Stadium Club. Just be aware, people will label this card and list it on eBay and put members only, but in reality, it's the name of the card it's a subset. It's just members choice. So down here, you'll see it's really an unfortunate play on words, but members choice down here. This is a base card. This is a pack pulled card. This is not the members only variation, but be aware there is a members only variation of the members choice. So there's the members choice, which is the base, and then there's the members choice members only, which is obviously the members only parallel of that card. So two different cards entirely, unless I'm wrong. There is a members? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. That one on the picture actually is mislabeled. It's supposed to have the gold members only stamp.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is there? Yeah, there
we go. There it is.
Yeah, I was about to say. So PSA got those first two that we looked at wrong because it said members only, but it was just a member's choice. So if they're getting it wrong, I know collectors are getting it wrong. So hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. There is the members choice, members only. Jared, we can put that one to bed. Okay, I'll let you guys take this one because I didn't know this existed until very recently, and you guys explained it. So what you're looking at, the 1994 Upper Deck Jordan Rare Air, okay, number one. What you're looking at here, the 1994 Upper Deck Jordan Rare Air Gold Hologram. And so not gold Upper Deck symbol, not gold on the front, only on the back is where you're going to tell the difference. Is that safe?
Yep. And
It's not just
that card, right? It's the entire 1994 Rare Air set.
The set, the whole set has a gold hologram version, and it's the actual like protective authentication hologram thingy on the back only. That's the only thing that's different.
The only tell.
Yeah, that's the only tell. And it within the silver, I don't know if you can pull one up or look at the back of one, but on eBay or wherever. But the one of them, the silver, the words are either horizontal or vertical, and then the other one's opposite. Okay. So in the gold, the words go a different direction than the silver. It's a little crazy. I didn't realize the version's different. PSA started recognizing the gold hologram recently. So yeah, it's interesting. I opened a box just recently, and every card in it had a gold hologram on the back.
So it's all or nothing.
Yeah, basically. I think the way that it came out is on the case of the sets when you ordered them. One of the sets had the gold holograms.
Okay, so it's not like an insert.
It's
not like, I got one of my rare promo, my rare air is a gold. No, it's all or nothing. It's all gold or it's all silver. But yeah, if you get one, you get all.
Actually did that with several of their sets in the 90s. The 1992 All-Stars also, the black cards, they also have a gold version. And and it came out the same way. You ordered the case, dealers ordered the case, and one of the sets in the case was gold. But like Josh said, it's going to be everything is going to be gold, or everything is going to be silver.
This one.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. This is what the front of it looks like. Yeah. That would have been another one we could have put on here.
I mean, it's a nuance that is incredibly, if you're going to hunt the gold version one by one, it's going to take you a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure. Next card, simple card. Nobody should get this wrong, but again, if you're new to Jordans, you might get it wrong. This is what you're looking at on your screen right now is the 1995 metal base card number 13. If you'll notice the background of, first of all, it's a great image of a great card. Kind of a copperish version in the background with a copperish colored ball. There is a silver ball down here in the bottom left. Michael Jordan's name is printed in silver right there across the bottom of his shorts. And then the Fleer metal symbol is sort of goldish copper. There is the Silver Spotlight Parallel. This is a card that appears in the hierarchy in Tier 4. Not everything is opposite, but it is definitely different. It's silver in the background for sure. It's hard to tell from this picture, guys, but I think the word Michael Jordan is printed in a different color.
It's gold. Yep. It's gold. The basketball flips colors. The metal flips colors. I'm just going to show them because they're really easy to see side by side.
No doubt.
Yeah.
The basketball switches colors. The name of Michael Jordan switches colors at the bottom. The background changes colors. Everything does. So in person, yeah, they're quite easy to see the difference.
Copper background's the base. Number 13, Silver Spotlight is the parallel, albeit it is not a crazy rare parallel, but a parallel nonetheless, and so it's going to fetch a much higher price than the base version is. Next on our list, Josh, tell us about the 96 Scoring Kings and the 96 Scoring Kings Plus.
These do get confusing. They are harder to tell apart. The regular base, as you're showing on your screen, is a flat image, right? It's just a flat image of Michael Jordan, and the K on the bottom is all red. The Scoring Kings Plus, in person, it's easy to tell, but that's a good image actually. Everything's foil on the entire card, and the bottom left with the K has a lot more gold in it. That's the biggest tell sign. They are hard to tell apart if you're not familiar with them. If you are, it's not numbered or anything else. But in person, this is very shiny, right? It has a very metal look to it versus the other version. So those do get confusing though.
Yeah, you can also flip them, and I think the Scoring King Plus says plus on the back on the lower part of the number.
It does right on the little
oval. There we go.
See that little oval? It says plus above the number. I don't know if you
plus
can see
above the number. There we go.
I see it.
The bottom one does it.
Incredibly easy to miss.
Yeah. Okay.
So it does say plus right there in that little circle.
Yeah. If you don't have them next to each other, that's a telltale way to tell them apart. Flip it over and look at the back. If it says plus, it's a plus. If it doesn't, it's not. Yeah. I think that's it, guys. I think we knocked everything out. Was there something that we were supposed to talk about that I didn't?
We need to talk about this guy.
Oh my God, I skipped over.
Yeah, let's get this guy out of the way.
Oh, we got that one. Y'all came prepared with the ammunition and everything. Hang on, let's get back. Okay, tell us about the Stadium Club Special Forces foil and no foil version, because I know we talked about this at length on the channel when we did the hierarchy the first time, Josh. I still don't get it, man.
Yeah, and I just had somebody ask me the question the other day because they had something mislabeled. So, Frankie, why don't you tell about it, and I can show some cards.
Okay, so apparently there's three versions of the card, right?
Oh
so
my
the
God.
ones I have are the regular ones. Let me see if I can get them. It has the little lines when you refract them, but I do have the members only version.
Anything different between those two cards other than the back?
That's it.
Okay.
Just the backs.
So the regular card has the horizontal lines in the background.
Has the horizontal lines, and the members only version also has the horizontal lines.
Okay.
So there's a version that appears to be flat on the foil.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't have any foil. Yeah, that's
what Josh is showing. Okay.
So that has those lines. Foil. And you can tell in the gold, especially where there's lines or not lines, that is flat, right? You can see the gold has no lines going across it. That version is called foil, and it should be recognized as foil in the label. As Frankie said, the other versions, just to show, the lines are very prominent, right?
You can see the lines on it.
You can see the lines very easily, especially in the gold piece at the bottom. So
cannot miss it.
Yep. So there's three versions of that card.
So there's been a controversy of where the flat version came from. The foil version, there's again the same with the Minted in Springfield set. There's actually no mention anywhere of a parallel version of the set being printed. So people are gonna say that it was actually pack pulled. Some people are gonna say that they are sheet cuts. Others are gonna say that it's a printing error. I lean toward the printing error part. I do think that they were pack pulled, and it's basically a mistake in the printing process. but I haven't seen definitive proof of any other, of supporting any of the 3 points of the 3 views.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I think that at some point someone mentioned to me that you only find Michael Jordan in the foil version, that you don't find any other player.
That's what I've heard too. Yeah, that's really weird to me, y'all. That
exactly
makes me think it wasn't something wrong with the printer. It was like a conscious effort to print a different variation.
There's a fourth possibility. Maybe it's a dealer promo card that we don't know about.
It was distributed differently than in packs.
Yeah. I mean,
they are much rarer. I mean, they are very hard to find in high grade.
And it would make a lot more sense if it was a dealer promo card, because you can only, like you said, Brian, from what I've heard, you can only find the Jordan in foil. You don't find any other player.
Right.
So it makes sense that if the company was going to do some promotional stuff, that they would just print the Jordan card and that's it.
Yeah.
Add the lines later once they went to production. Yeah.
I like that fourth theory, is that maybe there was some kind of alternative method of distribution, that they wanted to do something special for Jordan only. But
again, I mean, don't quote me on it. I don't think, I have no way of proving any of the Ford versions,
Right. Just be aware. Just know they're out there. Know the foil version is obviously significantly more valuable, I would say, in PSA 10 and much lower pop. Predominantly and presumably due to fewer of the foil versions being printed that are missing the lines. Let's talk about a couple other things. We're at 40 minutes. Let's talk for 10 to 12 minutes. What are you guys seeing in the Jordan market? Anything stand out to you? Any thoughts in general on the 1990s specific? Well, not really 1990s. You could talk about Star. You could talk about 90s Jordan PSA 10s that have recently taken a pretty noticeable uptick. You could talk about Frankie and I, before we hit record, we're talking about losing every auction that we're trying to win because the market is going really strong in the Jordan world right now, boys. Any thoughts in general?
It's crazy. It's extremely high for high grades and rare cards. There's cards that no matter how much money you have, you can't buy right now. And it seems like after COVID, after the spike, after the peak and everything, a lot of the Grail cards were showing up all the time, whether it's the credentials or the PMG or whatever it might be, not the red and greens, but the other ones. You'd see them at auction, right? We just talked about the StarQuest Gold. I mean, now you don't see that much of those cards. Those cards come out very scarcely and they don't show up. And when they do, they go for bonker numbers, right?
Yeah. I'm seeing Frankie and I were both talking, we're seeing tier 3, tier 4, not necessarily rare cards, relatively high print run cards, sometimes into the 1,000 print runs, thousands graded, I should say, not print runs, thousands in the overall graded pop report between PSA and BGS combined. Like a PSA 10 will come up, it's selling for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for a card that's been graded 1,000 times. Like, that's crazy stuff to me. And nobody loves PSA 10s more than me except Josh Dawson, but nobody else besides Josh likes PSA 10s more than me. And I was just kind of, talking about how I've sort of had to adjust the way that I collect Michael Jordan. Hopefully it's temporary. Hopefully it's only for the time being, but I used to search Michael Jordan PSA 10, boom, show me what you got, Fanatics Collect Weekly. You know what I mean? And eBay. And now I'm just searching Michael Jordan, right? And then sorting highest to lowest. And almost, just quickly glancing at the PSA 10 stuff, because I know I'm not necessarily willing, with limited funds at the moment to go chase, a card that I think is Jordan's 150th best card. I ain't paying $8,000 for that card just because it's PSA 10 when I can go get a PSA 9 for $275. I just can't do that right now. It's just logic. It's not.
Look at the Illuminator, right? The Illuminator, I don't know what a 9 goes for, but it's a lot less than that.
Yeah. Were talking, Frankie, we were just talking about the Jambalaya. And y'all don't have to share numbers or anything like that, but you recently decided you settled on a BGS 9 Jambalaya in a private setting, in a private deal. Again, when is the last time we've seen a damn Jordan Jambalaya sell?
Especially,
it's a rare card. It's not that rare. It's a rare card. It's not that rare. We should see one. I haven't seen one in 6 months. I don't think I saw one at the National, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think, but I don't remember seeing one. And Frankie, you settled on a BGS 9 copy, a beautiful BGS 9 copy. Talk me through that process, because you had an option, BGS 9 or PSA 9. The price disparity was preposterous. You made the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, some of the cards right now, I'm having conflicting thoughts on buying PSA versus BGS, because I'll be honest, most of the cards right now, the best values are BGS 9s or BGS 8, especially for rare cards.
Yeah.
Because the price gap between the same card in a PSA holder can be twice as much, right? But at the same time, like you guys mentioned, I'm seeing a lot of cards of what we call lower tier cards or lower tier inserts, cards that usually sold between $100 to $500.
Yeah.
And they're going crazy in PSA 10s and in PSA 9s. Some of the PSA 9s of those cards were going for over $1,000. I would say, as exciting as it is to see my collection gain value and stuff like that, and, it's always exciting when something that you have goes up in value, you need to be careful out there right now, because a lot of these cards, the reason they have low populations is simply because for decades, nobody thought that they were worth grading. So once people start grading those cards and the population starts going up, you're going to see a lot more of those grades, a lot of more 8s, 9s, and even 10s. So, just be careful when you buy, know what you're buying. That's something that you need to know. You need to know what type of card you're buying. If you're buying serially numbered card, if you're buying an insert, a parallel, you need to know about the card before you just spend thousands of dollars on it.
Josh, we're seeing, I've got pulled up a couple of tier 4 cards, and these are perfect examples of what Frankie was just talking about. The Rookie of the Year collection, the Hardwood Honors, the Steel Slamming, the All-Star, the Fleer All-Stars card right there, even the Living Legends. These are not rare cards, right? The inserts themselves are not rare. The population of PSA 10s is very low.
It's very low.
The card itself is not rare. So we'll see a Hardwood Honors card, which is, again, no disparagement. I love the card. I need the card, a PSA 10 sell for over $6,000. Guys, you're pushing into legacy collection PSA 8, PSA 7, serial number to 100 or 150 type prices. Yeah. Because it's a PSA 10, and that's where it's not computing in my little Cajun brain. It's like, hold on a second. If everybody is chasing these PSA 10s, and it only takes 2, that's one thing about the Jordan market. Just because a PSA 10 runs up and doubles, that doesn't mean the whole world is scrambling to get the same card. It just means 2 dudes with FU money have said, you know what, I ain't losing tonight. That's my card. And they chase it, and then it runs it up and it doubles. And, so that's something to keep in mind. But when a Hardwood Honors or a PSA 10 Fleer All-Star or a PSA 10 Living Legends sells for more than a PSA 8 Legacy Collection or Platinum Medallion serial number to 100, I'm not buying that. I'm gonna go buy a duplicate of a Legacy Collection or Platinum Medallion.
Yeah, and that center stage at the bottom left is a good example that went crazy for nothing, right? Yeah. That card is not that rare. I used to pull them out of packs all the time, and that card went crazy in the PSA 10. So,
be cautious. Be cautious of the current PSA 10 premium. Listen, I bought a PSA 10 premium, a PSA 10 in the last Fanatics auction. I was very proud to say I did not break an all-time record for the first time in a long time. I bought a PSA 10 that I needed. I bought a Topps Gold Label, Black Label PSA 10 for a very modest amount, and I did not go broke, and I did not set an all-time record. So for once, I am not one of the culprits. So I'm not saying don't buy PSA 10s. I'm just saying it's worth looking at BGS for sure, like Frankie said. It's definitely worth looking at PSA 9s and 8s, especially on the rarer cards, on the higher pack odds cards. And if you want to know what the pack odds of a card are, and again, if you're brand new to this, pack odds is the odds of you pulling that particular Michael Jordan card from a pack. It's on the back of your hierarchy poster, which plenty are still available if you're interested in one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to have to check the playlist. It's too much to explain right now. But if anything, it is a very helpful tool on discovering which Michael Jordan cards are the rarest. So it's another tool, right? The pop report is a tool. The price that people are paying is a tool. And then the back of the hierarchy poster is another great tool with all the pack odds. What else? Anything else? What's the next?
Brian, I'm just going to go through a few more examples, just 2 or 3 quick examples of other things that this one gets confused a lot.
Oh yeah,
they look so similar, right?
Power Palette and Skyview.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're very different cards, but they do get confused. And it's this one you can literally see through. Like you can see my thumb going through it, right? Yeah. And the other one you can't. They are very different cards in hand, but this one's bright pink. This one's not so much.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell even on camera. So I just want to point this one out that you got to be careful. I've seen these mislabeled a lot.
Yeah. I always say that Skyview was the test project for the EX 2000 set.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a terribly, terribly ugly alien version of Jordan. I hate it. But, the fact that it's, see-through and everything, it's really cool. And that's how they made that EX set.
The most confusing thing is that's not Michael Jordan. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. That's not Michael Jordan right there.
That's a pretty ugly picture. Yeah,
that's a very
the line across the top of his head makes it square. Yeah.
What's wrong with his head, guys? What's going on here? What have they done to our guy?
Yeah. The other two I'm just going to quickly point out, and these are not because they're getting confused, but rather mislabeled, strictly mislabeled. This guy is called gold. This guy is called fusion. This guy is called titanium. This guy is called everything. So this card should be called fusion titanium.
Yep.
That's the right name for this card, the gold version. So it gets confused a lot only because the label's always wrong. And this one is terribly wrong. This one is a test refractor, an orange refractor, a mystery borderless refractor. There's like 15 different names of this guy. This one I've had to have relabeled, and it should be called test issue. Orange refractor test issue.
That's it.
That's what it should be called. But this, again, this one's the orange refractor version. They weren't really supposed to be made, right? They kind of slipped into packs, Frankie, right?
Yeah. The story goes that Topps made that version of the set first. They didn't like how they turned out, and they switched it. But somehow, some way, some of the sheets got actually into packs. And again, for a lot of years, that card was actually one of Jordan's rarest cards, especially in the 90s. By the mid-90s, and it was one of the cards that was very sought after, but it kind of faded away. People stopped paying attention to it. But
and you can find them. Right?
Yeah,
and there's not a base version. It's only the orange bordered refractor. So it's interesting. I mean, it's that test refractor should be called test refractor, and that's what it is. But it's mislabeled a lot.
There's no non-bordered test refractor, but for whatever reason, PSA, as you can see, has called it bordered test refractor, on theirs. But there's no borderless test refractor, right?
No.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So sorry, I just wanted to. Those are ones that get mislabeled a lot when I was looking through things last night. But people even call me and ask me about those quite a bit.
Let me see if I can pull mine up. And of course, Fanatics has mine mislabeled, but here's mine, so you guys can see it up close. Orange border. Yes, it's got green on it.
That has like 7 names on it.
Yeah, don't hate. It's got green on it. That's why it's an 8. There's your card right there.
Test issue, right? So that one's test issue.
Orange border refractor test issue. So that they got like 7 names on them. So
Yep.
Yeah, this one's tough. To be honest, I like the one that is completely borderless and blue all the way around and doesn't have a border at all. That's my favorite version of that card.
The one in the middle.
One in the middle.
Oh, one in the middle. Yeah, I like that too, Josh. That's a really good looking card. Yep.
Yeah, so I like that one. That's just really doesn't have a border at all. Just goes to the edge. And then obviously that last one is another mystery refractor in the bottom there that is pretty hard to find. But
let me tell you, when y'all find one of these, this one right here, this M1 right here down here, when you find one of those with perfect color clarity, it might be Jordan's best looking refractor. It is an amazing card in hand. Even in PSA 8, if you got a good color off center PSA 8, That is a ridiculous looking card in hand. One of his best looking refractors.
I actually don't have greening on it. But.
Yes, if you don't have greening on that, it pops like nobody's business. It's amazing. And greening is common. It's prevalent. And so finding a real perfect color one is awesome.
Yeah, so that one's really tough. But yeah, these are these are all test. Not to get too deep in the woods, but you had to peel a completely black, not the one that says peel here.
Yeah,
completely black folder, and you'd peel it, and you don't know who you're going to get. The back would tell you who the player is, but the front you have to peel off to see if you're getting an orange border test refractor, a mystery refractor, a regular base, whatever it is. So
you got your crazy one in hand with the black on it, where you got it.
I don't have it in hand, but it's just all black, right? And it says Michael Jordan on the back, but it's never been peeled.
Yeah, I'm not sitting on that, Frankie. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna peel that black off. I would send it to PSA and say, look, you've already graded this a 10. Can you peel this for me and just make sure it stays a 10, please?
It stays a 10, yeah.
Yeah. Although having the black on there and having it in a PSA 10 is probably more rare than any of the cards in a PSA 10.
I was going to say, if I didn't have one of them, I was still searching, then I would do that.
That's it. That's it. Curiosity would kill you there. Guys, thanks again for joining the channel. We'll kill it here. This is super, super helpful, and it was a good refresher course for me as well. A lot of the stuff, I'll remember it. I will probably go make a thumbnail, post this video, and then when I go watch the video again, I will already have forgotten some of the different variations of some of the cards, specifically the stupid division winner, conference winner. That drives me nuts. I just cannot. I finally figured out triumvirates. I finally got that cold. It's the other stuff is like, I'm out of it. When I see mystery finest, I'm like, let me just call Josh or Frankie, figure out if I have this card or not. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining the channel. Again, we got to do this more often. I can't tell you, I get tons of comments asking me to bring you two specifically back on the channel for obvious reasons. So we got to try to get more consistent with it and make time maybe once a month to do something, right? If another topic comes up that people want to hear some experts talk about, I'll bring you guys back on. We'll knock it out.
Anytime. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. You can find all of us on Instagram if you got any questions. Start with these guys and then use me as a third option. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.